Meanwhile, there's like probably 20 car deaths, motorcycle deaths, people being robbed, stabbed. But oh no, but when it's a shooting at a government facility, they have it all set up to lock everything down and let it go for hours where no one knows what's happened and no one knows what's... this is how they brainwash the public against guns, to quote John P. Holdren. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the White House science czar that says he wants to kill you and your family with fluoride in the water. That's Eric Holder that does Fast and Furious, Oklahoma City, and other false flags. So let's go ahead and talk to Roger in Texas. You're on the air. Thanks for calling.
Alex, thanks for taking my call. I'm in San Antonio, a long-time listener, first-time caller.
Well, God bless you, sir.
Show. Thank you so much. And I'm an Indian American, and so what I've been doing, and you know, folks here in the U.S., a lot of folks, they don't know about the danger. I mean, everyone calls it radical Islam, but that's not it. The problem is Islam itself. And India's been dealing with this for 1,400 years. And there's a thing called satya, and that is deception. And it says, deceive the infidel, and once you're in, slit his throat. And we see that in London. We see the mayor. So the huge, I mean, it's Islam.
Sure, so you've seen it before with the Western people coming in saying, we're going to be friendly, and then stabbing in the back, yeah.
Absolutely. That's been happening for 1,400 years in India. And so I've been doing that. And the other thing, and when you're...
Sure. I mean, you're talking about India itself, and we normally think of India, the subcontinent as east, or the Middle East is east, but the Middle East is west of that. So describe to folks, as a true Indian from India, what Islam's done in India.
Well, for 1,400 years, they come in, they say, okay, we're going to be traders, we're going to be living peacefully, and then they come in, they migrate, and they're let in because they say, we've been persecuted in our country, so let us in. And then they come in, and local people build them mosques and give them food and shelter and everything. And then they come in. The first thing they do is, because it's in the Quran, it says, take over, in order to subjugate your enemy, take over their women, and that's how you humiliate them and you subjugate them. So that's how they start. And then once it hits that critical mass, 10%, that's when they say, okay, we need our own Sharia. We need mosques. We need other people. We need all the infidels.
And they call for the next wave to come in. No, it's admittedly a religion of conquest. That's what they teach. And then any Muslims that aren't part of that are actually heretics that are being hunted down by their more radical brethren. And of course, folks don't know there's a huge war with Islam in India, because India has been invaded by it for 1,400 years, as you said, 1,300 years. What do you make of the Dalai Lama coming out and saying Germany shouldn't bring in the Muslims?
Now, that's so funny, because I have a lot of folks here, and first and second generation Indian Americans, they're kind of confused. They're like, okay, we're immigrants too. Should we be against all these Muslims coming in? But then what I've been doing is I do an initiation ceremony. I say, anyone that becomes a new citizen, a naturalized citizen, you need to listen to the Alex Jones show, because a lot of these folks, they're smart, and once they listen to a couple episodes of your show, and then they connect the dots, they're like, oh, we've seen this before.
That's right. You don't see Indians running around trying to, blow buildings up or, make everybody submit to their will.
Exactly. So I try to, in a way, I know, and that's what the pastor said as well. Sometimes I have to change these folks into, it's a kind of tough love. I say, hey, okay, this country, invited all of us to come in and open its arms. It's our duty to come in. Once we become citizens, we need to make sure that this country is safe. And so that's the problem.
Sure. I mean, look at the Middle East. All they do is kill each other. Is because of the conquest nature of what Islam has turned into. There have been some periods when Islam was a better force than, Christianity when it became dark. But the truth is now it's very radical. It's very conquest-oriented. And the globalists and socialists are allied with it because they only want short-term power. They don't care about what happens in 50 years. Joe Biggs is getting in place right now. Helicopters are overhead. UCLA, 2 people shot. I was just watching Fox News. They're like, all white males must now get on the ground and put their hands up. How about the cops? But I kind of get it. If the suspect's a white male and they're coming out of the college. But 2 people have been shot. They're now locking down a bunch of public schools, major highways. LA's being locked down. Total bedlam. Over 2 people shot. Who knows? And they're about to have like a Triggly-Puff, New World Order, anti-free speech events there. Is this a false flag? I don't know. The White House has been caught doing a false flag called Fast and Furious, and El Chapo's got U.S. government 50 cals. So when they've been caught doing it, they're the main suspects. Yes, is this a false flag? I want to ask that question. I'm not saying it's a false flag, a staged event, but if our government, run by criminals, has been caught running Fast and Furious and all these other events, time and time again, to blame the Second Amendment, and the former Attorney General said, brainwash the public against guns, have they let another mentally ill person out to do this? Did they stage it? Is it a drill? They've done it before. Who knows? I'm not saying the average cop's involved. I'm saying this stinks to high heaven because Trump's coming out to the West Coast. You know, Hillary's out there pushing her anti-gun agenda. We got helicopters overhead of your TV viewer, Infowars.com/show. For radio listeners, Infowars.com/show to find the free video feed, iPad, iPod, Apple, Droid apps. It's all free right there at Infowars.com/show. But most people are listening on AM and FM radio right now, describing what's there. Joe Biggs reporting from the scene. He was there to cover all the social justice warriors running around demonizing the First Amendment, trying to shut down free speech. Joe Biggs, great job getting there so quickly. What is your intel?
So what I have so far is here at the UCLA campus, there has actually been possibly 3 dead. Police have actually found a gun, and it happened at the engineering number 4 building. Is what I'm being told here by some of the locals. Now, there's been small groups of students being rushed out of here from the campus under this bridge here. And as you can see, there's tons of people on top, construction workers that were working on some of the buildings. They've been told to stand back. You've got police here. You've got a lot of media around through here as well, talking or trying to talk to students as they come out. So far, many of them haven't said much, but we're going to be out here as much as we can. Hopefully, we can find out where Fox is getting their feed from, where all the police are. Maybe I can get over that way as well. But this was just the first spot that I could get to that I found. I'm not very familiar with this campus.
Well, I tell you, Joe, you're doing a great job. Be safe. But, I mean, just the hysteria. It's on every news channel. L.A.'s being locked down, hundreds of schools. It's just total hysteria. Over 2 people shot, and we're not getting details. Why aren't the police just storming in to wherever the supposed shooting happened? What is this thing with, like, hundreds of SWAT team guys standing around, you know, sitting on their thumbs?
Yeah, I don't know. It was interesting because last night, you know, I was up here covering the free speech event with Milo. And at that time, there were students that were being extremely violent. Students who don't like free speech. Students who hate really what America stands for. They hate freedom. And they were banging on these doors. Oh, we got a ton of cops swarming in right now.
Keep going, Joe.
And as that was happening, there were students banging on the outside, protesters trying to get into the building. And I was able to speak with Milo's agent just a little bit ago. And what they told me is they had left the event, went outside, were walking around, decided to go back inside. And when they were hanging out inside, there was a bomb threat called in on them, and the police had to usher them out. So I'm in the works of trying to get an interview with Milo's agent and have them talk about what happened to them in that situation. But now it's at the point where they're even worried about having this event today in Long Beach, where I was actually at earlier today.
Well, packed halls all over the country when a Breitbart editor goes screaming, trying to stop some gay guy from having free speech. These people are so shameful. And I've got a short clip I want to play with audio that's had the cuss words cut out. The fact we get 57 seconds out of like an hour of footage is amazing. There's so much cussing on this by these people. You think the only language they have is cuss words strung together as they try to shut down free speech. Let's play a clip of what Joe experienced last night. Here it is.
Oh, victim.
Look at this one. Babies.
You, man. But you look like a...
Don't let him have speech. Dumb these people look. My mommy put me in diapers till I was 10. Ooh. I mean, it's just... I guess we got to bleep out all this as the cuss words, but just total hysteria. They have no future, no jobs. The degrees are worthless. So they've just psych warfared them with high-tech brainwashing to just be hysterical idiots. just screaming, shutting down speech. I mean, these people are morons. And by the way, we always debate them to come on the show. We tell them to. They won't do it. All right, Joe, describe while you shoot footage of the helicopters and the police and the two supposedly shot, but they won't give us any details for hours, just dominating the news cycle. Oh, my God, there's guns everywhere. Oh, we're all dead. You know, great white sharks kill 50 million people a year. So do guns. We're all dead. Easter bunnies kill 5 billion. While all this hysteria is going on, this looks like a psyop to me that's gone on this long. Or this is just a paralyzed, the wicked flee when none pursue. Comments on this, comments on nesting with the social justice warriors.
Well, the interesting thing that happened last night, there were two of these social justice warriors that had skin heads, and I'm actually going to be walking around the campus. I'm going to see if I can get closer and get some good footage.
That's right, we're watching you.
There was two guys, or there was a male and a female that had skin heads, and they were, as people were passing by with Donald Trump hats on, the Make America Great Again hats, they were screaming and calling them Nazis. So in the one conversation you see where the guy with the bald head, he looks at me, I was like, oh my God, look, it's a Nazi. And he goes, I'm a Jew, leave me alone. Ah! And he just starts screaming and flipping out. I was like, dude, I'm making fun of the fact that you're attacking people. You're pushing people that are trying to get into an event that promotes free speech. Yes, that's very much like a Nazi. I'm not talking about the fact that
exactly they yell and attack you and want to shut you down. If you respond, they go, it's on video. Ah, ah, ah. I mean, they're nuts.
Yeah, completely and totally insane.
So what else happened?
Well, like I said, these people the women kept jumping. They were the most violent ones too. The women would jump and back into these male reporters.
And they look like total mental patients. I mean, if I was trying to cast people to act like mentally ill zombies as a Hollywood producer, I would hire these women. I mean, these are basket cases.
Yeah, they were sitting here trying to play the victim. They would assault someone and then scream that they were a victim and then try to get the police to come over there to arrest them. I mean, it was complete and total insanity. And if you're watching, I'm actually going up a walkway right now that's going to overlook the campus, hopefully. I can see news crews off to the right. They're sitting there like good little boys and doing their job on the corner. I'm going to actually try to get in close. And like they said, there still is an active shooter. A gun has been found. Possibly 3 people have been shot and killed out here. And this is the exact same place where Milo had his free speech event last night. And the whole thing about this, these guys are worried. I mean, that's what these insane people do.
All right, Joe, you're going up on an overpass above a parking garage, try to get a better vantage of things. Be careful, because you are a white male. It was reported on Fox News. They showed them. They're making all the white males lay down.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so I guess Ade Skrelak, who goes, you're an effing white male, you're not allowed to talk. I guess he's probably pleased right now, even though he's a white male.
Yeah. He's not too happy about his white privilege at this point, then.
In fact, do we have Ade Skrelak yet? Do we have him? And we can actually show some. There he is. There's Carl the Cuck.
I can see a bunch of police over here now. Looks like I'm walking into their area.
These people are funny. I should make jokes about all this. This is too crazy. Man, you got a city of 10 million people like locked down in hysteria over 2 shot right now.
You have to laugh at it, because you have to laugh at it and you have to point out the insanity, or else other people aren't going to see that it's wrong. That's what's happened. There's been a lack of parenting by some of these people. And these kids have been coddled their entire lives. They think they can run around acting like a bunch of crazy people without any kind of repercussions or anything like that.
All right, Joe, let me have you pause for a minute. I want to give some fair time under FCC rules, under fair use and under the fairness doctrine. I want to give Ade Skrelak, that our reporter Rob Dew got footage of, with what he responds intellectually to what you have to say. Here, let's go ahead and play that.
Issue. So then you support the Iraqi war. Neither did Donald Trump. Hitler not remind you of that? Does Trump not remind you of that? No, explain to me how Trump is like Hitler.
I mean, these people have been. Oh, there's Ade Skrelak, Carl the Cuck, and what's the woman's name?
There's tons of police outside of this building. I think I'm at the right building now.
Yes, Joe, tell us what you're now seeing. Be careful.
All right, so I just came over this overpass area. Now I'm walking into where there's a whole bunch of students. Looks like there's tons of police lined up on both sides of the road. Over here, this seems to me the main area where
they've got yellow tape up everywhere. What is going on?
I'm going to try to zoom in. It doesn't let me look.
They got a bunch of police waiting there.